Hey, everybody. Happy Thursday. You all already know what time it is, and that time is for coaching from the couch. I'm going to give y'all a minute to get on in the virtual room. Get on in here. Because this is absolutely the time for us to just hang out and talk all of our favorite DC sports. So let's give it a minute for everyone to get in. I see the CWall team is already in. Lash, you are here on time and accounted for. We are so happy to see you online. My mother is on. Of course, Joy is on. I think I see Malcolm Moore on. Hi, Malcolm. Welcome to Coaching from the Couch. I don't think I've seen you on before. If you have, welcome back. Cameron Mingo, as always. Like I said, Joy is on. Sabrina is on from the CWall team. You all, Cameron Mingo, the weather. If you are in the DMV, check in. I need a like or love emoji to know that you are in the DMV, because the weather has been absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. One of my favorite DC sports fans, Tina Moore, has checked in. Hey there, Tina. Shout out for the amazing weather. Shout out for you all tuning in. As I'm sure you all have seen, today is what? The year? It's been a year since when the NBA shut down. Do you all remember that? Do you all remember the moment you heard that the NBA said they were shutting down due to the coronavirus? It was the first positive case of COVID-19 in the NBA with Rudy Gobert, and all the games just started being canceled. Do you all remember that last year? A whole year ago today, you all. Whole year ago today. I see John Adams, another just amazing DC sports fan, has checked in. James Harper. Hey, James. Checking in with James. Y'all say what's up. See, I always have to acknowledge the people in my life that check in, and my college roommate has checked in. So when you see the name Shakia Young Jackson, that is my college roommate from Hampton University, y'all. Showing love right here on the show. We call her Kiwi, just so y'all know, because we all family here, so y'all got to call her Kiwi. So, y'all are y'all ready to get started? I see the Chief of DC is here. The Chief of DC is on here, so we need to get going. We need to get on going with the DC sports talk. We about 4 or 5 minutes in, so let's get it going. Let me tell y'all some great news. I don't know if you have heard, but if not, that's why you come to Coaching from the Couch, right? To make sure you're getting all of the DC sports news. Natasha Cloud from the Washington Mystics, the Mystics have re-signed Natasha to a multi-year contract. Can we just give a fire emoji, like or love emoji for Natasha Cloud? Y'all know Natasha Cloud is my girl. I was so excited to just see this news. It was absolutely amazing to see this news. Y'all know how much we love Natasha in this city. I mean, the team loves her. She's such a huge advocate for social justice. She's just amazing. All around amazing individual. And can we just mention a bomb player? Okay, so let's talk about her deal a little bit. That was first reported by Christina Williams of Girls Talk Sports TV. Let's give her a shout out. So Natasha's deal calls for her to make $190,000 this year, 185,000 in 2022, and 190,000 in 2023. Now, we're talking about in the thousands. So I wanted to mention that because that's awesome, that's fire. But I also wanted to mention that because it needs to be noted the disparities in pay from the WNBA to the NBA. But that's a topic for a whole nother day. But I wanted to shout it out because that's absolutely amazing for the WNBA. We are so excited to have Natasha in our city. You all know that the Mystics drafted Natasha. We want Natasha here. We want her here. And so we see Damon has checked in, and it's okay. Better late than never. We're talking about the Mystics, talking about how excited we all are that she has been signed to a multi-year extension. We are ever so excited about this. So I would say, like, welcome back to DC, but hey, she here. Yesterday I had the honor of sitting in on her press conference along with Coach Tebow. And let me tell you something, the energy is just electric. Natasha was all smiles. She was just smiling the whole entire time. She's happy and we are happy and the staff is happy. So this is great news. You all know I was a little nervous, like what is going on? They have not signed Natasha yet, but hey, listen, we're going to go ahead and just be excited about that. While we are excited about Natasha signing this deal, we also want to wish well Mystics LaToya Saunders. LaToya has announced her retirement, but LaToya will be rejoining the Monumental Sports Player Development Program. So she's not going far. She's not going far at all. So she will still be in full effect here in the city. So we absolutely just wish her nothing but the best, but she's going to still be in DC. So she'll be around. So that was some exciting news. I was very happy when I was like, you know what? This is all good with me. Now, all right, we're moving on to the Caps. You all ready for the Caps? Y'all check in. Let me know if you're ready for the Caps. So the Caps are playing right now. They are playing the Flyers. So that is awesome. I saw this. I love, if you are on Twitter, the Caps post something they call it the handle of the game. So it's what you should be looking out for when you're watching the game. And I saw some information tonight that I thought was so awesome. And shout out to Tina for giving us the update that the Caps are up 2-1 on the Flyers. So if you're checking into that game, make sure you're looking out for a couple things. A milestone watch. Okay. John Carlson is 1 point away from 500 for his career. And Kuzi is 3 points away from reaching the 400 point mark. So they're going to be on the milestone watch until they hit their milestones. We want to shout out John Carlson and Kuzi. Hopefully they make that happen, and we'll see what goes down. The Caps are up. Let's hope they keep that lead. But I did want to mention, hey, we got some milestones to look out for. So you all be looking out for those milestones, okay? If they don't get it tonight, hopefully they get it within the next few games or so. And then we'll have something to celebrate even more with the Caps. You know, sometimes it's the little things, you all. It's the little things. And my big brother, Dervin, has checked in. It's the little things. He knows. We all know. As DC sports fans, we got to hold on to any good news that we possibly can, right? Because we deserve it. We deserve it. So, moving on to the Wizards. Wizards fans, check in. Where are the like, love emoji? Wizards fans, check right on in. Right on in. I need to see the Wizards fans. Wizards fans. Back after the All-Star break. Really quick, let me back up. How did you all enjoy the All-Star festivities? Did you all enjoy the All-Star festivities? I actually did. They had it all in one day. It was all on Sunday. And I have to admit, I still, the dunk contest went on that great. But I know we talk DC sports, but let me say real quick, that 3-point contest was like that. That was good. That was fun. The skills competition was cool too, but that 3-point contest was fire. And we absolutely have to shout out our all-star starter, and Bradley Beal. I think he had a solid game. Of course, his Team Durant, they lost. You know, Team LeBron was on fire the whole 4 quarters. So that was that. But shout out to Brad. We also want to shout out both Brad and Russell Westbrook for being named 2 of the 57 finalists for the men's national team in 2020 for the 2020 Olympics. So, got to give our players a shout out. When our players are being recognized, we got to give them a shout out. So, shout out to both Brad and Westbrook for that. You know, I'm excited. Hopefully, they'll both be able to play. I think I see Lenny checking in. How you doing, Lenny? Thank you for joining us. Now, every time I decide that whether or not I'm going to drag the Wizards or not, and I don't want to drag them, not tonight, because they're just getting back from, I'm looking at something. I saw some Washington football popped up. And y'all know we've been going on a streak here when it comes to Washington football. There's always some breaking news going down during this show. So I had to, because free agency is upon us. But anywho, as Joy is saying in the chat here, have you all subscribed to the Triple W podcast YouTube? Make sure you're subscribed to that, okay? Because we were nice about the Wizards the last time we had a podcast. It was all positive vibes, positive things going into the All-Star break, and it felt good for a change. And I think I said that to you all on the show last week. It feels good not to drag the Wizards. It feels good to say, you know what? It's nice. It's kind of refreshing for me to actually say, you know what? Good for them. Good for them for a change, to not have people talk down or bad about them or count or talk about and highlight their flaws. They had enough positive vibes going, or we could actually say, you know what? They're doing okay. Then we're back from the All-Star break, and they played the Grizzlies last night. And I didn't like that game. I said, wow. The Memphis Grizzlies just seem to have the Washington Wizards number. And if you tuned in to Scott Brooks' press conference last night, that's all it was about. The Grizzlies, they just have the Wizards number. They just got it. And that 4th quarter was hard for me to watch. The Grizzlies completely dominated that 4th quarter. And it was just, gee whiz, this is kind of sad, isn't it? They have what's his name? Desmond Bane. And that's a shame that I should know, because I know Ja Morant, but I'm like, Desmond was just all over the place last night. And I was like, well, who's this? Why are we dealing with this tonight? I don't know. Much more to come. Tomorrow night, the Wizards play the 76ers. And I think the last time the Wizards played the 76ers, Brad had 60 points and the Wizards lost. So, hoping for a great game. Of course, as always, from Brad, but we want to come out stronger than that. Last night, I was like, wow, this doesn't feel right. Like I said, watching that 4th quarter was a real drag for me. I don't know how you all felt, Wizards fans, but I didn't enjoy it. Fellow Wizards broadcaster and colleague Chris Miller of NBC Sports Washington always says the first to 120. The first to 120 is going to win the game. And typically that's what happens. And so once the Grizzlies got to 120, which didn't seem like it was too hard to do in that 4th quarter, I was like, well, there goes that game. Exactly to Cameron's point. I mean, like I said, the Grizzlies have the Wizards number. They were all over Brad. Brad couldn't get anything done last night. So we'll see what happens tomorrow night. Again, first game back from the All-Star break. So, am I giving them a pass? No, I am not. Um, we'll see. Hopefully by next week, I will be back on a positive swing, so you all don't have to, as Joy likes to put it, I don't have to put the Wizards in the CWall Sports Culture from the Couch drag spotlight. The big drag. I don't have to do that. All right, Washington football team fans, check in. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Check on in, Washington football team fans. I need a like, emoji, love, fire, something to let me know that you all here, because the rest of the show is talking Washington football. Can you believe it? Sometimes I leave just enough, just about 10 or 15 minutes. Well, it's 15 minutes now, but then I'll leave like 10 because we'll have to get through everything. Have you all read Sherrod, the Originator's Oliphant's article? Have you read it? Free agency is upon us, everyone. Have you read his article about free agency, focusing on the offensive side of the ball? Have you all taken a look at that? So listen, we're going to get into a few other things, and if we have time, we'll get into some of the highlights from Sherrod's article, but I want to make sure you all go out there and you read it, and make sure you're subscribed to the CWall Sports and Entertainment website as well. Get you all subscribed to everything so that you never miss a beat when it comes to CWall Sports. So, last week, listen, the weeks go by so fast. I think last week when we mentioned and we talked about Alex Smith, he was not officially released yet. So he's been, we all know, officially released. Best of luck. We love Alex, and all that great stuff. Officially released. Kyle Allen, the exclusive rights tender has been applied to quarterback Kyle Allen. And I saw here that Allen would play next season for $850,000. I'm like, that's it. Less than $1 million. No harm, no foul there. So Alex is gone. They have signed, we all know they signed Taylor Heineke. They have now applied the exclusive rights tender to Kyle Allen. Again, that's $850,000 for Kyle. Like I said, no harm, no foul there. Which makes me wonder, so what are we doing here? Are they not going after a veteran quarterback now? It's very interesting, all of it. It really is. Are they still going to draft a quarterback? Now, let me back up, because last summer, and I think we talked about this on the show, about how much, what did it mean when Ron brought Kyle here? Now with the exclusive rights tender, I'm like, that's interesting. So they've been saying they were going to bring him back, so they absolutely are. And I think in terms of what people think or feel about Kyle Allen from a staff perspective anyway, I think that goes to show they want to keep him. And hey, he's on the low. It's a price for the low. So why not? Okay. All right. How do you all feel about Kyle Allen? We still on the quarterback topic. And I see some of the topics that you all mentioned as well, which we'll get to those, of course. But how I want to know, how do you all feel about that? So right now, Taylor Heineke, Kyle Allen, and I'm still sitting here. I don't know about you all, but I'm still sitting here like, who is the franchise quarterback here? What's happening? I'm still looking for another move from a quarterback perspective. A veteran quarterback. I see Wallace mentioning Marcus Mariota. Okay, whomever, whatever. But to Mazdak's point, he wants to see him and Heineke battle for the backup position. Yeah, because in my opinion, I'm like, who's the starting quarterback that we don't have one? So I'm like, all right, is what you're saying, Ron? What's going on here? Now, hey, listen, I knew that there was a lot of faith in Kyle Allen. I knew that. I absolutely knew that for a fact. But I mean, that doesn't mean I do have the same. Doesn't mean I have the same faith. So I'm still looking for a move to be made from a quarterback perspective. I truly am. Hopefully, that is not the end of the storyline from a quarterback perspective. So I'm just, don't bring back no bad memories for me, please. So we'll see what happens. Yes, they want Cam Sims to stay around. Wasn't that some news? I thought that was very interesting. And congratulations to him. That's awesome. I think there was also news. Let me scroll down here in my running show. About restricted free agent corner Danny Johnson. They may still bring Danny back. But it looks like Danny Johnson will hit free agency. Brandon Sheriff was tagged. Now, I definitely want to know what you all feel about that. Definitely sounds like they have tried to, and we'll probably get to some of the conversation from Ron's press conference. I do want to talk about that, and maybe this is a good time to pull that up while you all are sharing what you all think about the tag for Brandon Sheriff. And while you all are talking about that, I'm going to pull up the transcript from the Ron Rivera press conference just the other day. So I think for sure there's something about the quarterback that needs to be shared here. So I'm going to back up to that and then make sure we talk about Brandon Sheriff. I knew that there was hope that a long-term deal would be made. So it's not happening yet. So to Wallace's point, hey, you tag them until you work on a longer-term deal. It's the second year of tagging Brandon, which gives me Kirk Cousins vibes. For some reason, and maybe it's a little bit of post-traumatic stress from when the team tagged Kirk 2 years in a row. And it's like, okay, if you're getting tagged, does that mean that you couldn't work out a deal that both parties were into, that were really liking, or are you not sure about this player? So this didn't feel right. And I feel like I saw, exactly what Dan says. Is the Brandon situation Kirk 2.0? That's a valid question, because this is exactly what happened with Kirk. It's exactly what happened. So let's not act like we haven't seen this story before. It has similar vibes. That's what it feels like. They're going to try to be working on a long-term deal. Let's see what happens. But it's not giving me the warm and fuzzy. So let's see. Could be totally, what is going on here? Sounds like somebody didn't like whatever deal was being offered, or sounds like a number could not be agreed upon. So hopefully they work it out. I hope it gets worked out. So I don't know. Charles, I see you talking 18 mil, 15 mil. He hasn't played a whole season. I don't know what's happening here. But it's definitely, and I know you all are watching and paying attention to it, it's something that needs to be tracked. It needs to be paid attention to. Absolutely. It needs to be paid attention to. It just pay attention to it. Hopefully they work out the longer term deal. And I believe that is what the team wants. But, we'll see if anything comes out about which deal was offered. Because I think that's probably what I'm thinking about. Well, what was offered that didn't, that folks are still trying to work through. So, I hope they work it out for the sake of the team and the O-line overall, I hope they work that thing out. So let's move really quick to Ron's press conference the other day, because I know since Russ McCray is on, he absolutely loves Ron's press conferences. So this one's for you. So on the quarterback situation, Ron says, well, the biggest thing, guys, is we're going to continue to look good. I like that. Good. We're going through this process. Free agency starts next week. The draft is in 50 days. We still have time. We're going to continue to explore all the options that are out there. I get it. You guys want answers, blah, 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 blah. Whole point is this. They're going to continue to look. I like that answer. I appreciate that answer, because what they got now is not the answer. So I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Now, I know, of course, there was a lot of talk about Alex, but Alex is gone. We wish him nothing but the best, so we're not going to get into that. Brandon Sheriff, here's his response to placing the franchise tag on guard Brandon Sheriff and the possibility of getting a long-term deal done. He said, that'd be nice. You never know. Yeah, it would be nice. I agree with that. That'd be nice. You never know. I think the thing everybody needs to understand is we want to keep our own. That's good. We want to show our players that we want to keep our own. At the same time, hold on, everybody, back up. At the same time, hopefully we can get those things done. We just don't know. The thing is, we have something special in terms of the players that are on this roster that we think fit us. We want to be able to keep them around. We'll see what happens, but you do want to be able to fix it. You do want them to be in a position where it is now long term, and then you put them in a position to take care of other guys. I don't know if they're going to fix that. So I will say this. With the exclusive rights tender on Cam Sims, I said to myself, wow. Because listen, hey, I'm as objective as they come when it comes to the team. But if anybody knows me, I had an opportunity when we were all in person to interview Cam Sims. And even before that, I had an opportunity to engage with Cam Sims. And I had a lot of hope for the kid. And so once I saw that the other day, I thought about comments like this. I'm like, I think that, Ron and company really believe in the staff that they have. So I said, wow. You really believe that you have in a lot of the pieces that you need. And the personnel that you need, you just got to coach them up and continue to develop them. Now, we all know, because we talked about this, y'all. We talked about this when Ron got here, that he is an advocate for player development. He wants to see the players get better, to be able to execute even some of the most simplest of plays. That's what he's big on. That's what people who have worked under his tutelage understand and know. So I was like, he really believes in that. And I see your comment, Damon, about Cam needing to step up. Hey, you ain't got to tell me twice. I know it. And we all see it. So I'm going to be closely watching this Brandon Sheriff situation. You all should be as well. And we're going to see what happens. We're going to see what happens. Because I was just like, oh yeah, you're tagging him for the second year in a row? That wasn't supposed to happen. Oh, what's going on over there? So we shall see. We shall see. That's definitely something that we all need to keep an eye on for sure. A question on Sadiq Charles and Reuben Foster. Ron, being who he is and how he answers questions, Sadiq is doing well. Reuben is doing well. On if quarterback Kyle Allen will participate in training camp. Yep. Training camp. Definitely. I enjoy listening to Ron and then reading his responses. It's funny. So yeah, those are mostly what I wanted to chat about. Again, because we are at the top of the hour. That 30 minutes go by fast, doesn't it, family? Oh my goodness, it goes by so fast. Listen, when it comes to free agency, you absolutely want to be reading Sherrod's article. Please read his article on free agency. When did we post it? Somebody remind me on the CWall team, Joy Mass. I think it was yesterday, right? So take a look at it. Sherrod, again, this article is about the offense. So we go through all the offensive positions. And he shares where there needs to be upgrades, even shares potential names for each one of the positions of who Washington can be targeting in free agency. So you all make sure you check that article out, share your comments on the article, share all of that great stuff. Listen, it's about to heat up. It's about to heat up. It's free agency. This is when stuff starts getting crazy, like crazy. And I love it. Y'all thought I didn't love it? Oh, this is when your girl really gets excited. It gets really exciting. But it's stressful, though. It's stressful, but it's a lot of fun. So you all are on board with the CWall Sports and Entertainment team. We're going to be talking about it each and every week right here, 7:30 on Thursdays. You all please be safe, okay? And I will see you guys next week.